But we have a man crush alert for our
We
first
do.
running back
That's
in
right.
tier number 2, which is starters, possible superstars. Your number 3 running back is
RJ Harvey,
boy.
University of Central Florida. And yes, you are right in describing this guy as, I think he's one of my draft crushes, right? I always love that guy that, nobody's talking about, that you turn on the film and go, wait, why is nobody talking about this guy? And then you start to wait and go, wait, this guy's like a hell of a football player. And again, I'm not saying he's a first-round pick or anything like that, but this is a guy that I look at to go, can he be a starter? Sure, definitely, like day one. And could he be like a superstar where you go, oh, he ran for 1,000 yards, over 1,000 yards as a rookie and had a bunch of big plays and touchdowns to go along with it? I think there's that type of potential here. Right? Smaller type of running back. I always love to give a little bit of the body and how I at least look at it, right? Smaller type RB, but he is thick as hell. Thick as hell. 5'8", high cut waist, broad shoulders. Body reminds me, I wrote, of like a J.K. Dobbins-ish kind of, Josh Jacobs-ish kind of body. All right? That's who he reminded me a little bit of. Okay? Loved his legs. I do. He has thick thighs that are like Barry Sanders-ish in looking at, okay? And then the first thing, and I know you watched a little bit of the film too, and you're a professional film watcher guy.
Of course I am.
But the first thing that pops out to me, and I want to know if you agree, are the change of direction. The change of direction, the jump cuts. The jump cuts ability is as good as you will see. Again, getting back into the metaphor of the crossover Allen Iverson or Barry Sanders making you look silly in the open field when he breaks down and does something and some guy falls this way and he goes the other way. This guy can do that type of stuff. So he is special in his ability to change directions and do all that. And then on top of that, not only the ankle breaker, right, but he's a huge big play guy. He is a guy that plays faster than his 4.4 flat speed and plays faster than his 1.57 10-yard split. But he is a guy that can go 80 and 90 and 70 to the house. He can do all of that. And that's special, right? So that's just the tip of the iceberg about the player there a little bit. But I love this guy, and I think he's flying way under the radar right now, and he won't be. This is one where I'll stake my claim, just like, excuse me, I'm going to say this right now, because I saw some mock drafts yesterday. Oh, guess who's in the second round now? Kyle Williams and Jalen Noel. Oh, is that right? So I'll be shocked if you don't start to see RJ Harvey thrown up into at least the third round in that conversation. And really, in my mind, I think he's a second round type of running back.
Because right now he is projected in round number 4. He's got a hendecagon as well. And
Okay.
so he was 85th percentile on the 40-yard
too.
dash. He's got a vertical jump that was good, broad jump, 8th percentile in height. And so like you said, he's the shorter, he's 258, 205, 25th percentile in weight. And so there is his gong, as you can see if you're watching on YouTube or Peacock right now. So 5 years in college, it's been an up and down road. Redshirt year at Virginia. He committed to play quarterback there, transferred to UCF, tore his ACL in 2021.
Yeah.
The last 2 years, he's been highly productive. And this last year, it was 1,500 rushing yards, 25 total touchdowns. They were riding him. You look at the tape out there, I think he got into some bad habits where he's just bouncing everything outside and trying to use that speed. You know, hey, you got the speed, you might as well use it.
That's right.
But it did, like, as you watched it as the year goes on, it seemed like he got better and more slippery through the hole.
I
didn't
agree.
it?
I 100%. Look
Yeah.
at you. Look at you.
yeah, there we go.
100%. As the year went on, it's like you could literally hear the coaches going, hey, don't look to bounce it outside sometimes. Just go up the middle.
Exactly.
Just go up in there and see what happens. And you can see as you go on through the year and you go, he's got pretty good power. I mean, he can fight for extra yards. He's got great contact balance because of those legs and ass that he's got. He's another one where people hit him on the side. They come in with a shoulder blow, and he can lower his shoulder, and he bounces off them and keeps running for big gains after that. So he can do all that stuff, right? He runs hard. He does have really good power. This is going to be the thing that's going to be teams have to do the research. Yeah, is he going to be willing enough, though? We don't want the bouncing and the cutting and all the time. At times there's just like, hey, there's a little crease there. You got to just go down 100 miles per hour, put your head down, put your shoulders down, and run through there and get tough yards. Because in the NFL, more times than not, you know, on those type of plays, if you don't do that, you look for the extra play or the I'm going to bounce it outside, and it becomes a loss for 2 or 3. And that's offensive coordinators and head coaches hate that, right? So that's definitely going to be the thing that's a little polarizing about him, right? But I do think, and if you start to look through it, you can see plays where you go, hey, this is what we're looking for. He sees a hole, he hits it, he goes in there at 1,000,000 miles per hour and makes something happen. But it's few and far between. But it did feel like he got better as the year went on, right? So he can do that stuff. His vision is incredible. Another one like Omarion Hampton where I go, I don't feel like he ever missed a hole, let alone, this is what I love more than anything. I thought he was the best at setting up blockers in the draft, right? He got a guy in front of him, and because he's so patient, he'll be sitting there waiting, and he might jab this way just to get this guy on the edge of the blocker, and then he cuts back over, right? He was really good that way, kind of waiting for his blocker. Make the defender make a decision on which way I'm going to go to help my blocker, and that'll put me in the spot to, oh, no, watch out. Now I'm out the gate, and I can go, right? So I thought he was really good at that. And then the other thing that I thought he was phenomenal at, and a little of this goes into what we're talking about, which is also the negative, made a lot of plays when nothing was there. I mean, and it wasn't always just bouncing outside. He's got a little bit of that Le'Veon Bell, which, again, is some people are going to be annoyed with, where he gets a ball – and you go, wait, he's just hopping. He doesn't really run to the line of scrimmage, right? He gets it. He kind of just goes, wait, which way do I want to go? And he's kind of got his legs ready to go any way he wants, and he kind of just hops and hops and hops, and then he goes, there it is, and then he goes, right? So some teams aren't going to love that. Other teams are, though. Other teams are going to go, oh, I like that. And if we pull guards and he waits for the guard and kind of picks his spot, that's going to be tough to defend. Breaks a lot of tackles. He can run you over, too, right? I wrote, he reminds me a little of Kyron Williams. So I keep picking these stout, strong running backs, but I said he's more elusive than Kyron Williams. The only negative is he never hits the hole full speed. But that's the kind of runner he is, and I get it. Has great long speed, can really open up, long strider in the open field. I love this kid. He is awesome. He's a special running back. Incredible how many runs, no hole, nothing there, 10-yard gains. Josh Jacobs. His body... His movements remind me of Josh Jacobs. Now, Josh Jacobs is 5'10", 220, so he's a little bit bigger human being. Yeah. But the thickness is about the same. When you get into 5'8", 206, the thickness is there. But, yes, he's not quite as big, but, man, I really like this guy.
You're always in the ages but a number camp, especially for quarterbacks. Yeah, you're like, being old does not matter. Yeah. But does the age matter a little bit more? He is 24 years old.
Yep.
Does it matter a little bit more for him?
I don't know if it really matters a whole lot here, right? Again, I think would be more worrisome to me would be wear and tear, and I'm not worried about that. Yeah, there's a little injury history, but damn, it's over 2,000 yards rushing in the last 2 years. It's over 40-something touchdowns the last few years. He's a game-breaking, game-changing type of talent. That's where I really like him. But no, I'm not. And again, like we always talk about, like, this is a four-year rental. We'll worry about when he's 28. Let's not worry about that right now. Right now, he can play. Thanks for watching Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Hey, just because the season's over, it doesn't mean we're over. We ain't going anywhere. The NFL never dies.
We're staying right here. Hit subscribe. We got every NFL move. We'll react to that. Plus, Chris has got 4,719 draft prospect profiles to do.
Thanks again for watching. Subscribe. You know where to find us. Peace out, homies.